With my special guest tonight, Shaun Anthony Robinson. What's up?
Welcome.
Kevin, you really need to learn how to use a green screen.
No, it's green.
No, it's green, but it's complete. I mean, you're doing absolutely everything wrong. There's nothing right about that green screen.
Until St. Patrick's Day.
What did you have sex with it? I mean, seriously, look at the wrinkles. I mean, seriously, Kevin, really. So, hey, artist Miss Campbell. So I'm so glad last week went well, right? I felt good about it.
Fun show.
Right? I'm so glad to get out of that panda makeup, though. Oh my God!
How long did it take?
It took about 3 days.
Did your personality change at all? Was there any?
My personality changes every day. I've got several split personalities. You know that.
I just wanted to know if you were rubbing your back against trees or seeking out buried nuts or any type of
chasing down rabbits.
That's that's normal behavior. I wouldn't know if that would
explains the blood in my mouth in the morning. That explains it. No, that was oh my God. It takes about 3 days, no joke, because you wash it off and then you still got those black circles, like you can't quite get it. You know what I mean? So you either look like a zombie or you look like you know what I mean? You look like
then you should make it an event. Like the day after you take it off, you should go to a doctor and get some medicine, because he's gonna look at you and be like, "Gee, you need it. What are you looking for?" All
my straight friends are looking at me like, "Oh, dude, what the hell? What's with your eyes? Seriously, man, what's that? You go, what's with the mascara?
Get a little sleep medicine." Doc, you got to help me.
Right? Yeah, right.
I haven't slept in months.
He's like, "You're aware it's the day after Halloween, Danny." Mr. McDermott. Oh yeah, shit. I thought my eyes were screwed up. But it was a good show, right? We had a ton of people.
It was our busiest show yet.
It definitely was our busiest show. It was stressful as hell. Just trying to. Because we went through the rehearsal and we went through all the changes and all that kind of stuff, and then we got to the show and all the changes changed.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts.
It was like, oh man, how was your week?
It was a great week. Just another 7 days.
That's really interesting, Kevin. Thank you for bringing that out. Thank you for juicing up giving us some real, structure. Not structure. What's the word I'm looking for? Texture to the show.
Let me tell you something, Danny, and I was lying.
You were lying?
I was lying. It's 7 days minus an hour. No, plus an hour. I'm sorry.
Plus an hour. Yeah. Your math is terrible too. Okay.
It seemed extremely long. As soon as I said minus an hour, I was like, that can't be.
I'm glad you came in. At least I'm glad you came into the studio 50 minutes after rehearsal started and 10 minutes before the show.
I'm a diva now. It's gone to my head.
Oh my God.
I got a green screen. I'm doing all kinds of Hollywood things.
Why are you even putting the green screen up? I mean, look at it.
I'm just committed. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm debating getting a green shirt. See if I can't just be a floating head.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. Seriously, you really look like you're in a basement with several cages of women or
it young does. People. It seems like there's something somebody would testify about going on behind the green.
Yeah, right. If you ever go to trial, they're gonna be like, look where he does his podcast from. Look at this. You trust this guy?
All right. I'll plea. It'll never go to trial. Strike a deal.
Well, at least everyone is stress-free today.
Yeah. I'm thinking we need to find that arena that as a people we could settle our differences. Is it square dancing? Is it freestyle rap?
I think Biden and Trump should have a fist fight. I think if they want to battle over the states, they should just have a fist fight instead of a lawsuit.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't know, man. I just think everybody's so stressed out. I think everybody's got to chill no matter what happens. You know, we got to deal with it however we deal with it, right?
You know, the truth of the matter is, we're all out here just trying to make it through today.
That's it. That's it.
So,
you know, and what's funny to me is if you just shut off all the news, all the media, all the TV, and you didn't even know there was an election, you'd be fine.
I'd wonder why those places are boarding up, but yeah.
Yeah, you'd wonder, why is everybody a doctor?
No, a welder.
Everybody looks like doctors.
A lot of people have taken up welding too.
Right?
Thankfully, they're not carrying the torch with them, but they've got the mask.
Right? Imagine how confusing it would be if you knew nothing. If you knew nothing and you just walked out and you had no access to media and nobody could talk to you about it. Nobody could talk to you about it. You like sneeze and people run. You're like, whoa, what the hell?
How about a time traveler that's got to go back to the 70s? Like everybody's either a doctor or a welder. So whether a human or a robot, they're just putting you back together. That's all they do.
People would freak the hell out, man. If you didn't know what was happening, oh my God, that'd be crazy. Hey, Robin. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, though, I mean, I took a walk today. I forgot about everything. I just walked, and I was, you know, looking at the beautiful woods and the forests and all that kind of stuff. We don't need people saying hi on the comments on front, on the screen. People saying hi to each other on
That's all right. It's a meeting. It's a meeting place. Everybody's comfortable and at home.
There's just all of a sudden this guy, Robert's one of the producers of the show, and his name comes and goes, "Hi, Shaun." I'm like, how does that add to the show?
That's well. Maybe this is when they have a chance to speak.
We must really be sucking right now, Kevin. Our conversation must be boring as hell.
When you and I start saying hi to people in the comments.
What's that?
Shaun. I said when you and I start saying hi to people in the comments, there's an issue. Hi, Shaun.
Right. Oh, dude. Seriously, how did you get that green screen that wrinkled? I gotta know. What did you just like roll it up in a ball and throw it in the corner from the last show?
No, those are dramatic show busy curtain looks. They sweep this way, but this way not so much.
I don't know, dude. It really looks like that looks like the pattern on your face when you wake up in the morning with bed face. You know, when the skin's all creased and stuff like that. That's what it looks like behind you right now.
Yeah, another 6 months of quarantine, it'll be my only wardrobe. Don't worry.
What's that, Steve?
I said green silk sheets from his bed.
Green silk sheets from your bed. Is that what it is? It's green silk sheets from your bed?
No, it's not silk.
So okay, so let's
poly blend.
let's everybody's talking about it. I don't want to talk about politics, but the election, people are literally losing their minds, and I was too. And I'm like sitting there and I'm working. I'm doing my day job, whatever. I'm working, and I'm like keep looking at the screen. What are the electoral votes? What are the, and I'm watching the thing, and they got all the little blue and the little red, and I'm like, that little blue looks small. No, but it's populated more, and you're just trying to absorb all this shit, and it's driving everyone insane because
Utah's in play.
Huh?
Utah's in play. That's all I see. Just Nevada could make a difference here.
What was that game? Oh, there was a game
like
with politics. It had a politics card. Do you remember that? What was that game?
I don't.
God, you remember that game, Steve? There's a game. I remember my parents used to play it, and there was a card. You take a politics card, and it has blue and red, and it looked like a Pepsi thing because it's blue and red, and it's got the circle, but it said politics, and I can't remember what that game was. We're gonna have to figure that out.
I don't think it was a real game. I think your parents just didn't want to talk to each other. That's how they did it.
Maybe so. It's quite possible.
And it also gave them an excuse to filibuster.
Who's a buster? I'm just kidding. What is filibuster anyway? What is it again? You just get to go until you collapse.
Well,
And
you basically talk your way to the end of the session so that they can't proceed with some sort of policy.
so they can't.
Yeah.
So they can't vote on it or something, or how's that work?
Yeah, that's what I do when we try to put together a food order from a place I don't want to eat at. I just filibuster until we arrive at pizza. What
I
kind
used
of
to.
cheese comes on the French onion soup? I don't know.
Let's talk about how we avoided stuff. When I was a kid, you know how I avoided stuff when I was a kid and when I was married? I'd pretend I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like my father'd be like, get a hammer. I'd be like, okay. I bring back a spoon. Is this what you're looking for? He goes, no, what are you, an idiot? I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry. What did you want? A hammer. Oh, a hammer. Sorry. Here's a screwdriver. By the end of it, he decided he better let me go or he'd kill me.
I did the same thing, but through asking for clarifications.
Really?
I know I'm punished, Dad, but can I have
Can you
Fruit
clarify
Loops?
that?
Can I have Fruit Loops? Is that allowed? I know I'm punished, but can I read a book? And eventually I would hear, I don't care what the hell you do. Get out of the house.
Exactly. That's exactly what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I hope my son is not watching this because my ex is going to kill me if he learns to do this.
It's in his blood. He's probably doing it now.
He does. He does it with me.
Yeah.
He does it with me. When I was out in the backyard and I was tearing up the fence. Oh my God! I just realized it. I'm like tearing up the fence and I'm like, here, why don't you help me do this? He goes, okay. Where? It's like the fence. Just grab it. He goes, how? I'm like, pick it up with your hands. He goes, which part? And I'm like, Argh!
So he asked for clarification. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just do it wrong if you don't have to do it.
Yeah, just do it wrong until you don't have to do it. Is what Steve said. Exactly.
No, he's not wrong.
Well, that's what most of our politicians do.
Yeah, and I want to just take a moment to declare myself the winner in 2024.
Really?
Yeah, we need to shut down the ballot counting too.
You're gonna have to.
It's only going to interfere with my victory.
You're gonna have to sue a lot of states.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Because,
I have a coupon.
None of them know you're running, so it's gonna be an issue.
That's how I'm going to sneak up on them. And if I'm correct, that I'm able to thwart. First of all,
I don't think it was. I don't think it was that, Bill. I don't think it was that. I don't know what it was. It's killing me now. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry. It's killing me now. Seriously, I can see the card vividly in my mind. My parents used to play it with my aunts and uncles, all drunk and laughing. It was the only time they were nice to me. I'd be laying in bed, right, and all of a sudden I'd hear them all out there laughing and
that is funny.
And I'd go yes, and I'd get up and I'd walk out because I knew they weren't going to yell at me for staying up late. And they're like, "Oh, they're laughing, wake you up." I go, "Yeah." They're like, "All right, sit down, take a sip of beer."
That's great. Well, they needed at least a half a bottle of vodka in somebody before they'd agree to be Belgium.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you, that was the time when I was most happy hearing them laughing drunk because I knew everything was fine. I could do anything I wanted.
Those were good old days.
Yeah.
A couple of puffs on a cigarette before you turn 6.
God,
it explains a lot, doesn't it?
Don't even get me started about the cigarettes. Oh, that was horrible. I hated cigarettes when I was a kid. I hated them. My parents smoked the Pall Mall.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And they'd smoke in the car while we're in the back seat. I'd be like this. And my father would be, shut the hell up.
Airplanes had ashtrays.
Yeah, I remember that.
The armrest on an airplane used to have an ashtray.
And they had the candy cigarettes. Remember the candy cigarettes?
And I'll tell you what, nobody freaked out during those elections because they could smoke. They could smoke. They could drink.
Dude, we were kids, and I remember vividly, me and my little brother, we were in the hospital, probably, I think grandma was in the hospital or something, and we were bored, and we had these candy cigarettes, and we kept pretending we were smoking. And then people would play along. Adults would come by and go, "Are you smoking?" And we'd be like, "Yeah." And we'd be laughing. I mean, it was just like, I can't believe they were allowed to sell those things.
I celebrated my own birth with an It's a Boy cigar.
How did you?
It's a joke, Danny.
I know, but I'm just trying to imagine how your mother got a lit cigar in there while you were being born, so you get smoking coming out.
You call these fallopian tubes.
Landslide. I think that's it.
That's it. Let's look it up. It is it.
That's it.
Oh,
Landslide.
Wow.
That was the game. Oh my God. I don't remember anything but the politic card. That's all I remember. But I remember it was a game. Nice job. Was that you that looked it up?
No, somebody else.
Somebody else looked it up. Oh,
That's
that was
all right.
awesome.
In between greeting each other, they're helping.
See, everybody thought I was insane. Everybody thought I was insane until now. Eddie Brill. I invited Eddie Brill tonight, who used to warm up the Letterman show audience. He used to work on the Letterman show, but he couldn't make it tonight. So, you still smoking when knives out? I have no idea what that means. Gorillas aren't very good at texting. That looked like a gorilla to me.
That's funny.
I didn't even know gorillas knew the word knives. But anyway, so what time is it? We should bring our guest on. Why not? Let's bring him on early.
All right.
Bring him on. All right. So this guy is an old friend of mine. I say old friend because it feels like we've been friends forever. I think Manny the Mute Dog is ready with a banner. There we go. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to say something about him, and then we'll bring him in. Australian-born Shaun Anthony Robinson has always loved performing. From his teenage years to his 20s, he dabbled in many bands and eventually landing himself the front man, position in a Central Coast rock band called Origin of Jankin. That must be Australian. Anyway, it sparked his passion for entertaining and pushed him into auditioning for TV shows and films, eventually landing roles in Bogan Hunt, Fat Pizza versus Housos, and Dumb Criminals. Dumb Criminals. Dude. Dumb Criminals. Before I bring him on, Dumb Criminals. Amazingly funny thing. I wish I could play it. It's just awesome. And he's funny in it. But I met him at a film festival because I was talking to Miss Turkey, and she was talking to him too. And I was like, "So who are you, man?" You know, because I was already talking to her. And I'm like, "Who are you, dude?" And he turned out to be this super cool guy. He was scary because he was huge, but I still was like, "Hey, I was talking to this girl." You know what I mean? But he was super cool. We wound up hitting it off. And I think the next 3 days he was trying to teach me the Australian accent for these lines for this movie where they're going to bring James Dean back from the dead. No, this is not a high dream, guys. It's not like something I imagined from edibles. 3 days he tried to help me with this. And please, let's bring him on. Shaun Anthony Robinson. Yeah.
G'day, mate. How are you?
G'day, mate. G'day, mate.
So, how are you going with that Australian accent, mate?
I'm doing all right, fat imagine.
Yeah,
terrible.
South African. Yeah, that's.
I haven't tried to do it.
You could tell he's had a day and a half of training.
You know what happened? COVID hit, and I was just like, eh. I'm like, eh.
Far out.
I'm not going to be filming it for 2 years now. I mean, I got 2 years now. So go ahead.
No, sorry. Your show, mate. Your show. Sorry.
We're going to ask
your show.
We're just talking.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Say whatever you want, dude. It's like we're hanging.
What is going on?
What is going on? You tell me.
I don't know. Like you were telling me you still like, have you learned any Australian words yet or what?
Dude, I would literally ride my bike with Australian repeating words over and over again, and I'd be trying to say them as I rode the bike. And I still am dumb as a stump when it comes to the accent. I tried for
dumb as a stump.
Yeah.
So like you still don't have a clue on any words.
If I tried to do the original language in the script, I might be able to fairly close. Okay.
What about the easy ones like beauty?
Beauty.
What about Billabong?
Billabong.
Billabong. I don't know. So what? What about bloody oath?
What are you making me say? Am I insulting anybody?
Oh, I don't know. Not yet. You're not.
Like a different language right now.
Not yet. You're not. Not yet. You're not.
Wait. Okay. What was the last
You're being
one?
a bit of a blood. You're being a bit of a bludgerbutt because you're not having a crack at it.
I'm being a bit of bludgerbutt. Being a bit of a bludgerbutt. You're being a bit of a bludgerbutt. I don't know.
Oh wow!
Just what my fans wanted to see is me trying to learn Australian words with a tutor.
Now they can see what I had to go through for like 3 antagonizing days.
And
we spent all of
what a great guy this guy is.
What was it? All of Thanksgiving? Like we spent Thanksgiving eating Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yep.
learning.
Was it Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah, it was. We went to Ralph's. They were packed, and then up the road from your old place.
Corner. That's right.
Yeah, and then we went and got Kentucky Fried Chicken. You're not paying for any sponsorship, so they can. Sorry.
Mostly
and then I spent all afternoon. Far out.
And then my roommate came in and yelled at me for leaving the door open.
Yes.
And anyway, that was his first introduction to my roommate. She's like,
Naughty
"Why
boy.
is the door open?" And that was. I'm like, meet Shaun. I was like, I didn't know what to do. So now, the reason we connected was this film festival.
Yeah.
And what was the festival again? It was
Flicks for Change.
Flicks for Change. Right.
Yeah.
And it was actually a very well done festival, I thought.
It's a festival. It's a film festival, sort of with a conscience.
Yeah. Unlike us.
Well, I speak for yourself, mate.
So we met there, and at the time, why were you in LA?
Well, I basically for the last 4 years, last 3.5 years, I've been doing a bit of research on Hollywood, and I think this was my last trip, basically, before I decided to put my film in. Well, I was over there. This last year, I was over there to put my film into the AFM, but unfortunately, I didn't have the screener. The screener wasn't done, and neither was the trailer. So I sort of pointless going to AFM if that's not there. So a bit of a wasted trip.
Hey, no, we met.
Well, that's exactly right. I've met some, more contacts, more friends, as just like like yourself, and I got to write a bit more and do a bit more with my documentary. So the story wasn't over.
Why don't you tell us about the documentary?
Oh, the documentary. So the documentary was originally called. I just decided about 3.5 years ago to go to Hollywood, and I thought, maybe I'll just film it. And a mate of mine said to me, "Oh, you should, do a documentary." I'm like, "Oh, what am I going to call it?" And he's like, "I don't know, That's Not a Knife." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll call it That's Not a Knife." And anyway, after about 3 years,
what's it about?
4 months. So That's Not a Knife is a documentary about, surviving sunset, aka original title, That's Not a Knife, is about an actor's journey to Hollywood. It's about my journey to Hollywood and through my eyes. So basically, it's a journey through Hollywood through my eyes. It's I'm just a normal Aussie bloke with had no idea on how to make a film. Everyone's telling me you can't do it. I'm like, yes, I can. Several people told me it was a stupid idea. I had a fair bit of support, but at the same time, as much as support I had everyone telling me you had no idea, and they were right. I had no idea. I had no clue. I was like, then the more people told me I couldn't do it, I was like, yeah, watch this.
Yeah. And then you started interviewing other actors and stuff too.
I started interviewing. Well, I was only supposed to interview well, four or five actors, and then it ended up being about 100.
You can say 5 or 4 because Australia's on the other side of the world, and your toilets go the other way too. So you can go 5 or 4 instead of 4 or 5.
I'm going to make a movie about the futility of teaching Australian accents to Americans.
Just
doesn't work.
Dude,
Don't give him ideas, Kevin.
You could dedicate 5 days to it. Not happening.
Don't give him. Okay, all right.
You know, if it wasn't for smart people like you, Kevin, I could probably make a lot of money. But thanks.
I actually think that where you missed the boat on this is going to KFC with Danny, because I think he's a natural at saying, "Please pass the turkey" with an Australian accent. And a normal meal would have just taken care of the whole thing.
Wait a minute, a turkey fried chicken?
It was no. That's why you never said the golden sentence, Danny. I think if you'd have just sat around the table and you would have playfully said, "Please pass the turkey, mate," it would have been perfect.
I actually did have an Australian joke that I was doing.
Oh, here we go.
With my stand-up. Yeah. I was like, I love dating. Well, I started out, it's just about foreigners in general. I said, I love dating foreign women because I believe in a healthy lack of communication. Because
I get it.
That way a guy can screw up, he can say something and then go, "No, I said this, not that," and which worked great until I started dating this Australian girl, which apparently they speak English, which screwed up the whole thing, And it was going great. It was going great though for a while, until we were about to have, after a while, we decided to have sex, after like 6 beers. And she takes off her clothes and she looks at me. I take off my clothes. She looks at me and she goes, "Huh, that's not a penis. That's a penis." Ah! That was a big joke. It killed. You couldn't see me. I'm on. I should have done it like that so you could see the actual.
But did she make you brekkie?
Did she what?
Did she make you brekkie?
What does that mean?
Brekkie, breakfast.
Oh, breakie. Breakie means breakfast. Okay. Yeah. Did she make me breakie?
Or did she just take you down the bottle?
It wasn't a real woman.
So it was a reach around.
No. I did that at an Irish girl once. I dated the Irish girl who was dating the drummer from the Commitments. Oh. And I met him with her one night, and he was pissed. He hated me.
No. Why?
Yeah, I know.
How could they hate you?
Well, because I was having sex with his ex, probably.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably.
That's not your fault.
Let's get back to your movie.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we're talking about that. So I just decided, interviewing 5 or 4 people, 4 or 5 people, just for you, Kevin.
75 or 6.
Yeah. It turned into about 135.
Wow. Oh my God.
Over 3.5 years. Now, my editor now says to me, "Shaun, the film is 97 minutes long. You have 135 people in the film. At what point of this film would you like to be in it? And how much time do you want to give everybody?" So after interviewing all these people, I think, okay, I don't have room to put everybody in the film. So basically the film has changed. It's gone from being, it's still about the same thing, but it's evolved. The name has changed because the journey's changed. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time on Sunset Boulevard, and I also saw a lot of people's dreams smashed on Sunset Boulevard. So I decided to call the film Surviving Sunset instead, because I thought it was more international. It's more self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Anyone that spends enough time on Sunset Boulevard knows that, you're either going to go broke, you get an alcohol or a drug problem. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough life for sure.
Mm.
So
that's what I shine. That's what the film shines a light on. It shines a light on the fact that a lot of people think that actors are just going to go, people just go to Hollywood to make it big, and they're going to, they go there and the lights and everything's there, but they never hear about the hard shit, because until they're famous,
Yeah.
that's pointless. So this is the raw shit. This is, and whether I get famous from it or not, I don't care. I
Yeah.
just wanted to tell a story, and I think there's other people out there that have stories that I wanted to tell their stories as well.
It seems like you have 135 people. It seems like it could be a series.
Well, I think what we're also going to do is we're going to chuck out probably 10 little 5-minute episodes of stuff that's not on the film.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and I think we're going to do that like prior and like post, pre, post, and during. It just depends on what the festivals allow us to put out. But like I said, the content that we're putting out in these little 5-minute episodes won't be in the actual film. So that way I'm also giving a chance to the people that I have interviewed and they gave their time. I'm giving them a bit of, giving them something back to them. And some of the information that they some of the stuff they spoke about was, the advice that they gave, you can't pay for. It's golden. So, because these are people that have gone through it and they've been there and they're doing it, I spoke to a couple of.
Go ahead.
No, that's good.
No, you were heading on to something. I want to hear.
That's good.
No, I was just gonna say that I've been through the ringer, man.
Dude. Well, I think I posted a video about one of your stories.
Oh, did you?
With your little that thing on your page, that guy that did a little story on you, did that little voiceover thing about you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know you've been through some shit, but you've also worked with some bloody cool people. So
that's true. That's true.
So you should be.
I lived in a van. While I was signing my divorce papers when 2 of my friends died and my mother died all in 1 year. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and this was after. Yeah, that's just the 20 some years before that in New York, the struggle was insane. But for some reason, I just kept going. I couldn't. I just kept going. I just couldn't stop. I was always producing my own stuff, and that's what you decided to do, is start producing your stuff. And that's why I think I felt a kinship toward you as a friend. Immediately.
Yeah.
Because you're we're not in our 20s, and still we're we're producing our own stuff. We're getting we're a little older than that, and we're still producing our stuff, man. We're still driving toward that goal. And
man, I'm still a big kid, mate. I mean, look, I'll show you how much of a big kid I am. Look, hold on.
He's a big dude,
guys. Check out these pants.
How tall are you? Fruit Loops, nice.
Remember Fruit Loops, everybody?
Of course.
I am still a big kid. I will never get. Oh yeah, and that's a little product placement there. Dog Bite Industries, everybody.
Now, what is Dog Bite?
Sorry about that. Just thought I'd sneak that in there.
Throw it in, man. I'm here to promote you.
Hey, so look, Dog Bite Industries also is the first company to sponsor my film, and they've basically been there from the word go. And since they've got in contact with me, I've sort of got people wearing the brands such as the likes of Christian Isaiah, who plays Liam on Shameless. We've got the Operation Repo boys over there, Matt Birch and Freud Terrico. They're also wearing our gear. I mean, they're not on TV anymore, but they're still doing stuff, and people are just getting out there wearing stuff. So I've just basically been trying to push that out there at the same time, because they've helped me. So I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are sort of helping me out, and haven't been able to help with money, but they've been able to help with, here, Shaun, here's a post, or
I know exactly how you feel, because this show, Angela Joseph, she saw my videos and she approached me, and so it's not like, they're really trying hard to promote this and help this go, and I'm grateful. And
You know,
you always got to
it's a
remember
good.
those people who believe in you. You got to be grateful for that, you know. So
Well, that's the thing, man.
Robert is another one. Yep, you got to
Yeah,
create the.
that exactly. You've got to look. You know, like it's all about. I think one of the things that stood out to me when we met and was sitting at the Oak. You remember we were at karaoke. I
Yeah,
think it was the Oaks. I'm pretty sure it was the Oaks. And you said to me, you know, it's not about just meeting a person and going, you know, get a hang on, and that's it, and walking off, or meeting this person and going, what can I get out of you? What can I get out? What can I get from that person? It was about making a real connection with people, and I think that's where. Sorry, I'm going off to a tangent here, but I think that's
it's great.
my film started off as I just wanted to talk to people. I just wanted to, you know, get some information. But what I ended up learning, I learned more about myself, and I learned more about the art of friendship. And I might have spoken to 135 people, but probably out of that 135 people, honestly, and I don't think anyone would be offended, I probably made a good 5 to 6 good friends out of that whole experience.
Yeah,
Not to say that I didn't meet some great people, because nearly every single person I met in this film, had some great qualities, whether they were
yeah.
bad or good. But you know, they had some great qualities. So it was just about
Oh well, I remember
you know,
that night at the Oaks.
yeah,
It's because we both. I think what happened was I had been really sick of superficial shit, and when I met you, we started talking, and I just put my hand on your shoulder. I said, "Dude, we're having a real conversation," and all of a
yeah.
sudden, your eyes just
I
right.
remember. Because I remember I got there before you, and remember that movie. There was a guy there. It was a guy there that's been in heaps of movies. Real skinny fella. He was
Oh
in
yeah,
a
yeah,
movie
yeah.
called The New Guy.
Uh,
Now I tried to have it. I didn't really remember who he was, but I was sort of like, oh yeah. So that we had a bit of a chat, but it wasn't a chat. It was more like, g'day, how you going? Blah 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 blah. Cut.
right.
Now our conversation could have gone the same way, but the way you came across to me wasn't the same way as he was. I mean, you have both basically been in the same industry for you know, you've been in it longer than him. You've probably done a lot more, which is what I've seen. You know, okay, some of the stuff you did probably was more behind the scenes and all that, but you weren't a snobby prick.
Yeah,
You weren't a snobby prick. You were like, hey, let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation. Your ego didn't get the better of you. Yeah, you can talk, and fucking hell, if anyone knows that, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
that's fine.
But if anyone knows Danny, everyone knows that Danny is a bloody good talker, and he's good at having a good conversation. So, you know, I was like, well, you know, this dude's giving me the time. That other dude's a snob. You know, no offense to you, mate, but he was a bit of a snob.
That's all right. It's a little harder for someone who's a little bit more well known. And to be honest with you, honestly, I feel like everybody needs to step back and in general, and everybody
Yeah,
really look them in the eye, really,
yeah,
really say, and I was really into that at that time, especially. It's when I really started to really connect with human beings like I've never connected before. And there were I think that night you and I, when I said that to you, I said we're having a real conversation. Isn't that crazy? It
yeah,
struck you. It struck you, and I said, you realize you could do that with everybody in this room. And all of a
yeah.
sudden, you started talking to people. I started talking to people. Was Scott there?
Yeah, Scott was
Scott
there.
was there. Scott was there.
The youngest looking 62-year-old dude I've ever met. I swear to God.
But
Holy crap. He's like, I'm 62. I'm like, get out of here. You
I
are
know,
not.
right? But by the end of the night,
Far out.
bro, we had everybody getting in real conversations and everybody talking to each other. It was a magical kind
It
of
was weird.
experience,
Well, everyone was off their phones. That was,
right?
you know, it was like it was basically stepping back into an old saloon where it's just the music, the drinks, and everyone having a good time. I don't really remember anyone having a phone in their hand. which
Well,
was
because
weird. That's
because we
why
were
there's no photos of the nights.
yeah. Well, we were really connecting. Everybody was really genuinely, and don't think about their looks. Don't think about anything about them. Just look at them as a human and just talk to them.
And because
Yeah.
you don't have distractions, you listen. And listening is a big key. A lot of times people wait to talk,
Yeah.
and there's no connection there. But when you genuinely listen, people feel that. And
Yeah.
that interest in another human being builds a bond. And really, that's what life is about, building bonds with your human beings that come across your path. And hopefully they're
Yeah.
good human beings and the bonds are strong.
Well, that's how Kevin and I connected too. Kevin and I had I just liked him immediately. I liked Kevin, and we genuinely could talk about stuff. And Kevin
What's
was,
not to like? Look at him.
I know, right?
Gorgeous.
It's green in the back. That's the whole key.
Oh, shit.
It's funny.
Anyway,
Uh,
I hope people listening tonight can think about that. Like even when you're buying something from a girl at a register or a man at a register, just say, "Hey, how's your day?" And get them to look
Yeah.
at you. Get them to look at you.
It's
Don't
funny.
just take a blow off and it's easy. Just go, really?
Have you done it? Have you done it? Have you done it when they've given you and then they sort of looked at you like this?
Not usually when you're genuine. I think they're that way when you don't push a little bit and just get a real, let them know you're trying to really connect with them. It's a visceral thing. But anyway, so let's talk more about your career. So I know you did that. You're working on that movie, and that's great. I can't wait till it's out because I'm in it. And no, but what do you want to talk about?
You
You know
Oh, I didn't tell you, did I?
what? Oh, I'm out.
Just
You
joking.
cut me. You
I'm
were
in.
never a friend.
He heard I had a green screen.
Yeah. Did you get that? Did you get that memo, Kevin? Cool.
I did.
Kevin's
Good
in and
stuff.
I'm out. Kevin, you're fired.
I'm only in if I agree to iron part of the green screen.
Oh, you're not going to iron.
Look
Only
at that
part.
green screen. Do you believe that green
Oh
screen?
no! What a joke.
I think he had sex
Iron.
with it. I really do. I really do. So wait, let's talk more about. Can we talk about Dumb Criminals?
Yeah, Dumb Criminals. Look. Don't get me. Look, Dumb Criminals gave me my start in the industry.
You were actually.
If it wasn't for look, I was in a metal band before I started in television. A bunch of my mate. How I got into television is a bunch of my. We're all sitting around having a jam. There was an ad that came on television saying, "Oh no, it was on Facebook saying we're looking for bogans." Everyone now a bogan, referencing a bogan is basically a redneck.
Okay.
Right. A redneck that's got a job and goes to work and likes to do burnouts, and so basically middle class, I suppose. Anyway, I'm like, okay, yep. So I dyed my hair pissy yellow, right?
It's a great
I have false teeth. Now, as someone who's as vain as myself, I never shake. I've never shown myself with my false teeth out. So I took my teeth out and they went, "Shit, Shaun, you can do this role. You can do it." So I went for the audition. It was a live on stage audition at Newcastle. I got up there. I did my thing. At the end of the show, I walked up and said, "Thanks very much." I put my teeth back in and walked up and said, "G'day, mate. How you going? That was really fun. Thanks very much." He said, "Oh, you're normal." I said, "Yes, mate." And he went, "Oh, right. Get his number." So I gave him the number. Long story short, I got myself into. He put me as a little part in a show called Bogan Hunters, which was on Channel 7. Did that. That led into a movie called Fat Pizza vs. Housos, where I got myself a little small role in that, and he also used some of my band's music. And then he went from there to a movie called Dumb Criminals. So it ended up being a 4-part web series online, or a 6-part web series online, or 7-part. Maybe it's a 7-part web series online on YouTube, and then it also came out as a film. Now, the brains behind this was Paul Fennick, and he came out with a show called, like I said, he came out with these shows called Fat Pizza, and I think he started off through Trop Fest, which is like another film festival. But I mean, he's got his.
Can you do the look without the? You don't have to do the teeth. Just do the look.
Oh,
Come on. Let's say something in that look. Come on, do it.
Oh no, I don't want it, man. Don't want it. I can't. I didn't do that. All right. So I basically, I mean, look, Paul gave me my start in the industry, and you know, it's no secret. Anyone that's ever asked me, I've said, you know, Paul Fennick gave me my go. I went from that, and I decided to, you know, I wanted to have a crack at, you know, other parts of television. Like I thought, well, you know, I've had a crack at this sort of acting. Maybe I should try other stuff, you know. And because a lot of the other actors that I was working with on the show, so I said, hey, you should do some acting lessons and, you know, try some other, and, you know, have a good crack at this. I thought, okay,
you're a
well,
natural,
I will.
Yeah.
So I just started doing more. You know, I got myself onto heaps. I got myself onto all these little short films, and I got myself onto a couple of TV series, and a show called Secret Daughter, and I got another one called Deadly Women, which is something you guys have on the Crime Channel over there.
Now people actually come up to you and recognize you now a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a lot from the commercials that I've done. I've done a few television commercials over here, which have sort of gone campaigning, and then they've recognized me from that, and they've recognized me from the Dumb Criminals, some of the Houso stuff.
You were so freaking funny in that, dude. I swear to God, I wish we could play a clip because,
dude, it was really good because he actually got me to do something that I was uncomfortable with doing, but he made me come out of my shell in a way that I never thought I could.
You were hilarious.
To go from that, but to go from that person who's up the, to go from that person who's right up the front of a band, you know, being the center of attention, you know, being, you know, the one that always makes sure he's looking in the mirror to make sure he's always looking perfect before he goes out, to looking that terrible and stuff like that, and rolling with it. It was like a weight lifting off my shoulders.
Yeah.
And so, and for that, you know, I'll always be grateful, you know.
So wait, now what about your band?
My band? Well, we're not together anymore.
No. They're not there anymore. That's because one of the reasons we connected, you and me, because we both like to sing.
Yeah, dude, karaoke. We had some wild nights doing that.
Dude, we crushed.
Dude. It's like, and it was good because I walked up, I was like, hi, I like to have a bit of a sing. So sorry, guys. And then I go out there like, what the fuck?
Dude, we tore it up. Come on, admit it. We tore it up.
It was good because we will get, you know, we had a great selection of great little selection of songs. Like, you know, you'd have between us, we were doing, you know, covering centuries. You know, I was doing like things from, you know, like the 60s, and then, you know, doing stuff like Rebel Yell, and then doing Tom Jones. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we always got attention from karaoke. I miss it. Don't you miss it?
Kevin, have you been to karaoke with this fella?
I have never sang karaoke in my life. You know, those, let me tell you something. My daughter, who is a singer, has asked me if, like, do you hear things? What's going on there, Dad? So I think I'm doing everybody a favor by keeping that under wraps.
No, but you've never been to karaoke with me, Kevin?
No.
Oh, wow.
No. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. Karaoke right now.
In a battle, that's how we'll solve elections.
You know, maybe we not tonight, but maybe we could do a karaoke thing, you and me. So on one of the shows.
An online karaoke podcast video thingy.
We should do one. That would be hilarious. And look at that. They're like, now. We want to hear
Yeah,
it.
man. We need karaoke, bro.
Blowing at
Like,
the screen. Karaoke.
Because
We want to hear it.
because like, well, a lot of people are still locked up. They're all still locked up in their houses. Like, everyone's trying to get out. So, you mentioned karaoke. That's like, saying to a heroin addict that hasn't had heroin for 5 weeks, get some heroin.
Right?
Hey,
Right?
it's like, hey, bro, hey, man, you want some karaoke, man? Come here, man. Come in here. It's
Everybody's
like-
screaming karaoke now.
What's
I
your
don't
song?
think we can. I don't think we can do it without
your
the
song?
music and all that kind of stuff.
One song karaoke.
what was
What
it?
is your song?
There's not one song for
Ooh.
us. We do a
But
lot.
no, that's what I'm saying. You got to pick one. The pressure's on. One song.
You got to pick
Rebel
one. Wait, I
Yell.
got to look at my list. Hold on.
Come on, just pick a song.
No, I
What
want to
a
look at my list.
diva.
I'm not even kidding you.
Diva,
I'm not gonna
diva,
do
diva.
Oh God, I don't know. What do you
Rebel
want to do?
Yell.
You do yours first.
I'm not singing.
You're not. Come on. Oh, if I'm not doing it, if you're not doing it.
I'm not
doing
it. You're not doing it.
When
Put the music on, man. Come on.
By the time I get to
I
Phoenix,
was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle. Oh, it was logical. Whatever, something like that. There you go.
all right, there you go.
But then they showed me a world where I could be so acceptable, clinical,
that's good.
intellectual, cynical.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, what was that song? Who's that? That's
Supertramp,
Supertramp.
a band named after my ex. No,
Which one?
no,
That's-
yeah, an old ex, not my ex-wife. Let's make
Not
that
anybody
clear.
I have to see again.
Let's make that clear. My ex-wife is a wonderful human being, and I mean that with all my heart.
She
love
is.
her.
I know her. Very
She
lovely.
is. You know her.
I
She's
do.
awesome. Great mother. Now that I've got myself in trouble, you have to sing.
Oh,
Was
sorry
that a
about that.
burp?
Oh wow.
It was. That was terrible. Hold on. Hold on.
I love how
Hold
you
on.
still had an Australian accent with a burp.
Hold on. It's coming, all right? It's coming. Chill. Just chill. All right? Ready?
Do the rebel yell. Come on, you used to do that one. Oh, you got the music. That's not fair.
Hey, mate, I'm a professional. I will be getting in trouble for this.
Oh, wait.
Ready?
Yeah, no, wait. You can only do like 3 or 4 words, or the YouTube will. You know what? You got to cut the music. Seriously, they'll take it down. YouTube will take it down. I know it sucks.
But it's karaoke.
I know.
Can't you use karaoke music?
Well, do it with your
The whole
earbuds.
point.
Do it with your earbuds. Put the earbuds in so only you can hear it. The music.
Oh, that's weird. The house has like got a sleeping person from working, so I can't wake anyone up. Oh, damn shucks.
You know what's funny? I was at a karaoke reunion. I used to host Dimples, the oldest karaoke bar in the country, and we had a reunion. And this one, they have a bunch of crazy people. There's cool people, but some of them were insane. And this one guy got up and he literally put on headphones and sang with no music, all just on his headphones so he could hear it.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was like a cat scratching a buffalo or something. I can't describe the crazy sound that came out of his mouth. It was like,
See,
yeah, it was totally insane.
See, the only sort of music I can sing without music is something like Elvis.
There you go.
Anyone can sing Elvis when you've got no music.
Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA.
So you've got don't, that's what you say. Each time that I hold you this way. See, that's Elvis without music. It's probably terrible. It's very pitchy. Anyway,
It's
let's
well,
move on.
it's honestly, it's really hard to do it without the music. You know,
So
it is. It is.
shit. I just threw myself out there. I just threw myself under the bus. Fuck.
See, they like it. They like it.
Do you remember any Aussie words? Do you know any more? Do you want to teach us some?
No, I don't think we should do it on the show because it's just going to be really boring. Not only because see, they like your voice. There you go.
Ah, there
So
you go.
we can't talk about your current project. It's big. It's
We
big.
can't talk about my can't even talk about talking about the current project because it's big.
We can just say your project is huge. This is going to be big for you.
Yeah. It should be pretty good. Yes. It should be good.
Let's just we can't even.
Yes.
You're so. You know what?
Yes,
I'm not going to put.
Yes, Danny, it's going to be great. Shut up, Danny.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to put.
Well, apparently now there is a project. Apparently, so great.
Well, I'm not going to push you on it, but it's something that could change your life, and I'm hoping it does because you're one of the greatest people I've ever met. You know, I'm grateful to be your friend.
Oh, mate.
I am.
Mate, I tell you what, I was the last few weeks I was in LA last year were, you know, it was weird. I met you at a time when I was in a bad way when I met you last year, and
Yeah.
it was the last like 4 weeks of my trip, and I think if I hadn't have met you, I think my trip might have gone a little bit different than, you know, a lot different than what I thought. So I mean, so in that.
Is that good or bad? Okay.
No, dude, that's dude. If it wasn't for you and Scott, man, far out. You guys lifted me up. I mean, I met some, you know, I made real connections with you guys. I mean, you become like one of my best friends. So, you know, and I mean, yeah, dude, don't make me get emotional, man. I miss you, motherfuckers.
The producer said I need to get you to cry.
I got stuck coming out of your nose now.
No, it's not. Oh God.
It's all right. He's committed.
I love you, man.
I love you too, brother. I really do. Okay, Kevin, what'd you do? Kevin, I blame you. Oh God.
Shut up.
I stayed out of the whole thing, Danny. I stayed out.
More.
That's your song. That's your song. With a rebel yell. That's your song. That's one of your big songs, man.
Dude, that was so much fun. Dude, do you know what? That was one of the major things last year. So I was sitting there singing karaoke, right, at the Banana Bungalows on the Hollywood, which is now a motel, which is the Vibe Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard. Amazing place. If you're ever there, you know, be nice. They're great people. Sitting there singing karaoke, singing Rebel Yell, and this chick comes up and she's like, so you like after I was finished, she's like, that was really good. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And she's like, you know, do you like Billy Idol? I'm like, yeah, Billy Idol's awesome. She's like, oh, cool. She's like, yeah. She goes, come to this address tomorrow night. And I'm like, okay. So I end up rocking up at this address, go in, my name's on the door. I'm like, what the hell? This is weird. Walk in. There's this dude with a hat and glasses and a black beard and tats all over him, and I'm sitting there looking at this dude going, wow, you look really familiar. And he's like, hey, man, Dave. And it was Dave Navarro.
Whoa.
Dude, I'm like, what the hell, right? So I walk in, there's Dave Navarro. There's like a couple of other musos, and there's a few people from like a show called Arrested Development and a couple of other TV shows.
Oh, my God. Who was there from Arrested Development?
Oh, there was this tall dude with a mustache. I don't know what his name was. I just looked at him and go, whoa.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Tall dude. And there was also another dude with the bald dude, big eyes.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy. He was from Mr.
And,
Show.
and there was a couple other people there. Anyway, I've walked out and there was this like this I could hear this voice and it was like, what's going on here? And I've sort of gone up the back and then I've turned around and there's Edward Furlong. He's walked off to the what's name. He was like really big and puffy and not well.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And then the chick's like, walks up, she's like, hi, how you going? I'm like, who the hell are you? And she's like, I met you last night, dude. And I'm like, oh, sorry. She just looked different. And so she's like, so do you want to meet Billy? And I'm like, what? She's like, do you want to meet Billy Idol? I'm like, what do you mean, do I want to meet Billy Idol? She goes, this is his guitarist's, Billy Morrison's art exhibition. And I'm like, oh, no way.
Oh, my God.
I turn around and I'm sitting there thinking, and I said, everyone here is famous apart from me. Everyone. And I mean everyone. I was sitting there talking to this one lady, and she ended up she was the stunt woman for the original Wonder Woman.
Wow.
I was just like, and we're just talking. She's like, yeah, I was a stunt woman for Wonder Woman. I'm like, what the hell? And then she's like, yeah, so this chick said, do you want to meet Billy? I've walked upstairs and there's Billy Idol. And I'm like, I'm like, hey, man. She's like, hey, Billy, Shaun sings your songs. And he's like, g'day, Shaun, how you going, mate? And I'm like, and man, I went as white as Billy. Dude,
That's
it was
awesome. Was that before I met you, or was it after?
That was just before I met you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, dude. Crazy.
Wow.
And he wasn't a snob. He was just this cool dude, just.
Yeah, I believe you. He seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You should have gotten some of them to interview for your
Oh yeah, I wish.
Documentary.
Dude, I didn't want to. The thing is, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go there and got my camera out to get a couple of photos on the red carpet, and I got a selfie with Billy Idol. But I wasn't going to play this whole, celebrity hunting thing. Like, oh my God, this celebrity's going to take a photo with everybody.
No, but if you make a real connection, like we did.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You make a connection. I didn't need to take a photo of the first time we made a connection. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like I treated everybody there. I treated like a person. I forgot that they were celebrities. Who gives a shit if they're celebrities?
That's the way you got to be.
And they're just other people. And that's, I think, why I got along with everybody, because I didn't throw a big, like, oh, my God, you're such and such. I mean, with Billy, I was like, dude, I'm a bit of a fan, eh? And he's like, I said, yeah, I'll sing your songs, but can I just get a selfie? He's like, sure you can, mate. What else do you want to do? You want to take some photos of me? And I was like, yeah, right, eh? I got to have a drink with him.
Tilt your head, Billy. Tilt your head like this.
Mate, if you go onto my Instagram, they're all over there, him posing for photos and that for me.
Speaking of that, where can people find you? What's your Instagram?
Okay. So it's straight up I am. So it's the letter I M, Shaun Anthony Robinson, one word, which is SHAUN. Anthony.
Yep, it's right under your face.
Yep. Yeah, that there. Yep. So if you go to IMDb, I'm on IMDb. If you go to downunder.actor, so that's downunder.actor, that will take you to my website, and all my links are there. The links to Surviving Sunset, which is the new documentary. We should be putting up a new trailer for that in the next month or so. We had to take the old one down because, as I said, we're rebranding that. And then, yeah, there's links to my Facebook. You can find me on Facebook as Shaun Anthony Robinson, Australian actor. Instagram, everywhere. You can find me everywhere. You can, yeah.
Okay, so what's your address? No.
Jenny, what street number do you live in again?
Right.
Yeah, like no. Okay, so
that's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
It's number 444 Melrose.
No, I don't want the real address.
Los Angeles.
Nice. Nice. Isn't that the place with girls on the front in neon?
That's the number. That is the actual address that I put on my my medical marijuana card when I first went down.
That's awesome.
Because the doctor's like, so I'm like, mate, I'm from Australia. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, so you don't have an address here? I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, man. Let's say you live at 444 Melrose. I'm like, sounds good to me. He's like, nice.
I'm glad they're so strict.
That's hysterical.
The screening was so, and hey, look, that was in Trump times. So,
There you go. All right. So listen, man, we've done an hour. You've been amazing. We're definitely going to have you back on the show because you're my best friend from Australia.
Oh,
and,
till he meets Kylie Minogue.
Thanks. Shout out to, can I shout out to a couple of people?
Absolutely. Shout out.
I want to shout out to everyone that I've shared this to on Facebook for coming on here and jumping on and saying hi. Shout out to Michelli, who's just popped up there, a big, what's his name, Robin, everyone else, everyone else that's jumped on there and anyone else that's watching, it's like, oh, I'll have to check out and see what Shaun's up to. Thanks. Cheers. Thanks for seeing what I'm doing. And thanks for following Danny. Make sure you watch this dude. He's funny as hell.
Thank you, brother.
And if you haven't watched his like COVID thingy, you've got like, what is it called? What was it? COVID
Living
times?
in Corona.
Living in Corona. I'm telling you what, you'll piss your pants laughing. That's all I can say. Piss your pants laughing.
That's actually right there is the animated picture someone drew of all the characters. You see that?
Oh wow! I need them to do something like that for me. I need someone to draw me. If you can draw me.
We've got.
I need someone to do a cartoon version of me.
We've got people. In fact, you can be on my episodes when we start animating it. It'll be awesome. You can do the voiceovers and everything.
Oh, I got a screenshot. That looks so good. Oh my god, how do I do that?
Isn't that great? That was Daniel, right? I think that was Daniel that did that. Yeah. Isn't that great? You can like. So, dude, thank you for being on the show, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and take care and be good and stay safe, hey.
You too, brother. All right, guys.
Care. Be good, bro.
Yeah, and iron that sheet, will you?
Kevin, don't take any more of his crap. Just.
It's part of the fun.
That way,
you know what we are gonna do? What we've decided is that we're gonna. I didn't tell Kevin this yet, but we're gonna have I Love Kevin Day where I show my real appreciation. Like this is all. Well, no, I fire him all the time, but there's gonna be a show once in a while where it's Kevin Appreciation Day. He doesn't even want it.
Hey, Kev. Hey, Kev, mate.
Yes,
Kevin,
mate.
Kevin, mate.
Kevin,
we love you, mate.
We'll love you, man. We'll love you, man. We'll love you, man.
I'm not sure what's happening here, but I'm a little uncomfortable.
You're about to get sexually abused.
Let's give him a Kev
You're about
sandwich.
to get sexually abused.
Someone screenshot that shit.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you all. We love you all.
Next week, baby.
Nope.
We're still live. What the